Hey everybody, I'm back with another vlog post, although this is not part of the ongoing series of videos I've been working on lately for my YouTube channel. This is just kind of a random thing. I was going to type something on my Facebook page, but I ended up getting a blister today, so it's kind of making that a little bit difficult. So I figured, well, I'm enjoying making the videos. Let me just go ahead and say it and be a little bit easier than somebody having to read it. So I'm kind of having a dilemma at the moment, but for once in my life, it's kind of a good problem to have. It's nothing really wrong. It's just I'm trying to figure out the path forward on something. Um, so for those of you who know me really well, or those of you who have been following my Facebook page since 2012, you guys know I love to write. Writing is a passion for me, one of the biggest passions in my life, one of the only things I really feel I'm pretty good at, and it was always the easiest way for me to express myself, what I'm feeling, what I've got inside, etc. Well, then Rebecca had always suggested that I start making these videos. And I was always kind of hesitant, and I've made about 10 or 11, logs for my YouTube page now, and I have this whole series planned out. And to be honest with you, I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would. I didn't think I'd be any good at it. I thought I'd be nervous or I wouldn't have something to say, but I'm genuinely really enjoying making these videos. So, what my dilemma is this. For you guys who don't know, I was working on a story. It took me about 2.5 years. I finally finished it. It was the first like major story I ever finished. Just a very deeply personal story to me. But when I wrote it in a way where it's 95% of the story is just a conversation between two people. So I just wrote one long story. Okay. I didn't like split it up in chapters. I didn't try to do anything fancy. I just wrote this one long conversation, if you want to call it that. And then at the very end, there's an epilogue, another part to it. But in order to market the story, if I do want to try the story route, I've got to break it up into chapters. So it's very difficult for me. I talked about this before. It just feels very inorganic and unnatural when I do that. So it's a little frustrating. But I had gotten back into it after not touching it for like a month and a half, because when I first got the copyright back on it, I started doing research. Because this is my first ever time. As far as how to get it published, whether I want to do traditional publishing, self publishing, and it was just so much information. I mean, I always kind of joke and say, you can't put a gallon in a shot glass. That's what it felt like. It was so overwhelming that every time I try to research it, I kind of like too much for me. I had to put it down and walk away. But I had been working on it on and off, and I don't want to sit on it too long, because I mean I'm going to be 45 in January. It took me this long to write it. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but I have to do whatever I'm going to decide to do. I have to do something, kind of go or get off the pot. So as that was on the side, I've continued, or I had continued writing things on my Facebook page, because, like I said, I love to write. I love to express myself. Um, I'll be honest, guys. You might not believe it, but in person, I'm shy, unless I really, really know you well, and I still struggle face to face, person to person, to talk. I know that you might not believe that if you've been watching my videos, or if you've been reading my Facebook posts for several years. You might think that that's a farce, but it's true. It's something that I don't know when it started, but who knows? Anyway, so writing was always my thing. It made sense in my head, but when I would try to say it to somebody, it'd come out all jumbled, and it would like be misinterpreted. So writing was my thing. Um, and one of my best friends, guy I was in the army with, he said to me years ago, "Dude, you're a good writer. You should start a blog." And I was like, nobody wants to read my crap. I got no disrespect to everybody who follows me. I didn't mean it that way. What I meant was like the world at large really doesn't care what I say, what I think. But he's like, no, you really should pursue it, dude. He's like, you could make do it on the side, whatever. But he's like, don't discount it. So for a long time, I sat on it. I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know. Like I kind of like the way it was with Facebook. because you get more interaction that way, and I would see likes or people would make comments, and it made me happy that, people were enjoying reading what I wrote. We'd interact with each other, we'd, laugh, joke, whatever. Okay. But then a couple of months ago, I started really thinking about the blog thing because, Facebook, I don't know the future of Facebook, but, I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook. I know there's people that have like hundreds and thousands of friends on there. I don't do that. I keep my Facebook friends to like people I know personally, people I know through somebody I know very well, somebody I trust. Like, I don't just open my personal Facebook up to the world. Whereas if I do the blog, it's like the whole entire world sees it. So you got to kind of balance that out. Anyway, so for the last few months, when I was getting frustrated with doing whatever I was going to do with the story, I started looking into the blog thing again. And I felt that the blog was much easier for me to accomplish than the work that still had to go into the story after finally taking 2.5 years to finish writing it, not, copywriting it, whatever, like not realizing that was only half of the way there. There was all this work. So I kind of felt the more I looked into the blog thing that that's a much easier goal for me to achieve. I could transition into that and then, keep working on the story on the side. My idea with the blog was, the things that I would write on Facebook, I would also put on the blog. So it's like my personal friends, family, Facebook family could see it, and then, the rest of the world could see it. So I could kind of decide uh, what I wanted to transition from Facebook, which is like the real personal me, to the blog. Anyway, I talked about it with Rebecca a little bit, and she felt that the more personal things I should keep to the blog, as far as my writing and stuff. Well, anyway, then she was again encouraging me to do these videos, and I started like last week, and this is like, I don't know, 12th, 13th video I've made overall, even though this is not part of that series that I'm going for. And like I said, I've just found this new creative outlet that I'm really enjoying. I know a lot of people haven't seen them yet. There's been a few, and I certainly appreciate that. Guys, if you are interested, please subscribe to my channel, watch a video or two, give it a like, thumbs up, give it a comment, because that's how I'm going to build, a larger audience. Just to let everybody know, I'm not doing it because I'm trying to make money. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to. I do it because the reality is the situation that we're in here, right here and now. We live where we work. It's been like that for 10 years. I mean, we're with a different company now than we were in New Orleans. But, when you're in our industry, you live where you work. It's 24/7. It becomes all encompassing. Okay. So for normal people, that kind of stresses them out. You get cabin fever. For a very long time, it didn't bother me, But as the years kind of went on, it started to wear on me. Well, then we get here. We come back to Texas. We've been here since July last year. It's October 8th. It's just been harder because it's lonelier here. New Orleans, we had a lot of friends there. Either coworkers, people we knew through work, people we knew through them. We did a lot more social activities there. We had like a 2 full days off, whereas here we have like Sundays off, and then we alternate a day during the week. But inevitably, we always end up having to come in to help each other out with stuff, whatever. So it's like there's less free time here. You mix that in with the COVID lockdown crap, and then that kind of wears on you mentally. We've got good friends here that we had from before we went to New Orleans that, we've been back this whole time. We haven't been able to see them either because of the COVID or just work, work in general. So you put all that in a blender and it starts to affect you. Just being completely honest, like Rebecca and I don't always communicate very well. That's not really our strong suit. So there's times it gets very lonely. There's times it gets very overwhelming, and that is why I do a lot of the things I do as far as writing and making these vlogs, just to get all that creative energy out of my system. Years and years back, it was all kind of cooped up in there, and then I just started writing. I've been writing since high school, not really well, but like as the older I got, I would say probably in the last 8 to 10 years is when I finally like became a decent writer. I don't think I'm a great writer. Some people like, yeah, man, you're awesome. I love your stuff, and guys, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I do. I mean, it's from the heart. I'm glad that you can enjoy it. That we can laugh, we can cry, we can have a good time, just talking about all these different topics, or me being very open and honest about my life. So anyway, I'm getting off track here. All right, so I got the story that I need to keep working on, but it's overwhelming and frustrating. So it's like I can do it in spurts. I had been writing regularly on Facebook, but ever since I started at Rebecca's suggestion, these videos, the last week of free time where I might have been writing before has been all the videos. And like I said, I've got tons of them planned, all different topics. I've covered like sports memories. I've covered music, movies. I'm going to cover TV shows. I've covered video games. I'm going to talk about my time in the Army. Just going to talk about all these different topics so that I don't stick to like one exact thing so that people don't get bored. You might not find one video you like, you might find another. Anyway, but since I've really been enjoying these videos and I'm kind of trying to build up the YouTube channel now, it's like I still got my Facebook, which, I apologize if you guys enjoy the writings I usually do. I haven't really been there for you guys in that regard. I've been doing these videos. So I got the Facebook to continue the writing, and I've got the YouTube where I'm trying to do, a couple of videos a week, just for my own sanity too. Keeps me focused, and I get to share a little part of myself with you guys since we're kind of alone down here. Anyway, so here's my dilemma problem, the thing that's on my mind. Okay, I did all this research into the blog. I asked you guys, and a lot of you guys commented, and I do appreciate that. I had like 3 ideas for the names. And then, of course, one of my best friends in the whole world, my Army buddy, had the one I loved, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, which is a play on words of my all-time favorite song. But I'm going to leave that one for him. But I came to the decision that if I do the blog, I'm going to call it My Life as a Contradiction. Those of you who've been around long enough kind of get the gist of that. Those of you who are new, you'll understand eventually if you read through my stuff or you watch my videos. But here's the dilemma. I was so set to do Facebook and the blog and interchange between them, and then now I've been doing these videos, and it's like, well, damn, I'm really enjoying this. Do I really need to do the blog? If I want to go back to writing, I just put it on my Facebook, and then I keep going with the videos. 2 of my other friends even suggested the podcast thing, which I don't know how that works. I have the general idea, but I would do these videos and then translate it to or change it into change it into like an audio file where people could listen to that. Which again, another possibility. I'm getting off track here. Sorry. So my dilemma is this: like, if I have the YouTube channel and I'm enjoying doing these videos, and I have my Facebook, and I still want to write sometimes because there's some things I just, I'll explain it better through my fingers by writing it than I would, speaking. It's just like I said tonight. I got a blister from something today. Like, do I need the blog? And it's just funny because I was so set on doing the blog. Blog's not expensive. Less than $20 a month to when you factor in the cost and then the domain, all this stuff. I'm still learning, so my terminology might be off, but less than $20 a month gets you like your domain, your thing on the internet, plus your blog expenses or whatever. So it's not that it's expensive. And I mean, I guess I could put videos on the blog, but it's like I already have the free YouTube channel. Why? What's the need for the blog? So my dilemma that I've kind of danced around here is going forward. You know, since I've found this new medium that I'm really enjoying doing the videos, I don't want to stop. I mean, I'm like a crack fiend, I guess. Like I'm really enjoying them. I don't know if people are enjoying them yet, or if a lot of people are seeing them. I do appreciate the few people that have subscribed to my channel. Guys, really, it means a lot to me. Even if you don't sit through the whole video, just that you're kind enough to take the time out of your day for me, I really do appreciate that. Um, but like I said, I'm doing that and I'm really enjoying it. So it's like I don't want to turn that faucet off. Um, I still want to do my writing, but it's like so it's not the money thing. It's just practical. Do I really need to go the blog direction? Like I was so set on Facebook and the blog, and then you throw a monkey wrench in with these videos things, and it's now like, what the heck am I doing? So I have to try to decide, like, if I do the blog, I'd want to set it up by the end of the year. I got a couple other things going on first that I got to get taken care of. But that was the plan. The plan was by the end of the year, get the blog going, get that started, go back to my writing. But Rebecca kind of Rebecca and my best buddy in the army that we made a video together talking about September 11th. Back in September, they kind of awoke this animal in me. They created this monster where, now I'm just liking doing these vlogs, whatever. So I don't want to stop doing the videos. I might hit a point eventually where I'll get burnt out. You never know. It certainly hasn't happened in writing because I would sit there and just write and write and write. And this, honestly, had I not had the blister, I would have written this out and I would have posted on Facebook. And, most of my friends that follow me on there would have seen it and would have got some comments and feedback and stuff. Um, I'm not necessarily posting this one on the YouTube channel because this is not. Maybe I will just for the hell of it, just so it's on there. But this wasn't made for the series of videos that I'm doing on there. This is just me trying to reason it out in my head. What's the best step moving forward? Because now I don't know. I don't know that. It's almost like what's the point of the blog? It's like if I'm enjoying the videos, strike while the iron's hot. Go with what I feel is what I'm enjoying. I always thought writing was my only passion, and it's not necessarily writing. I had that in my head for all these years, but now that I'm doing the videos, it's like no, my passion is just telling my story, being a storyteller, not telling tall tales, telling a story, telling my story. Talking about uh, life experiences, personal personal interests, hobbies, just all these different topics that I've talked about for years on my Facebook that I'm going to be making these videos about. So I'm almost kind of like, I don't know that I want to do the blog anymore, as strange as that sounds. I really want to continue doing the YouTube videos because I really like them. I hope you guys will like them. I hope I'll get more subscribers in the future, kind of build it up a little bit, and we'll go from there. But I didn't want you guys who might just like the reading part on Facebook to be upset or disappointed that I haven't really put anything on there lately. It's just I've really been liking the videos, so I'm not gonna stop making the videos. Eventually maybe I'll hit a brick wall and I'll run out of things to talk about or I'll get burnt out. But right now, I've really found this new uh, you know way of being creatively expressive, whatever, however you want to word it. So I don't want to do. I don't want to do. I don't want to do it. I don't want to stop doing that. Eventually I'm going to write some things. So like I said, there's some things that just come out better in words than, on paper, or on the computer screen, on your phone, however you would look at it. But I don't know that I want to do the blog anymore, it's just kind of weird to me because it's like I was so set on that. And here out of left field, like everything else in my life, nothing really goes according to plan, and here we are. So that's kind of what's going on. Like I said, I was planning on writing that, but it kind of hurts at the moment. So just kind of wanted to get everybody caught up with that. I hope all my friends down in Louisiana are going to be okay. There's another freaking storm coming down that way. The magic of living in the South 6 months out of the year. So just wanted to give everybody a quick update, and I hope everybody's doing okay. Be safe in New Orleans in that area, and we'll see you soon.